I'm Akira Himuro, a university student. Well, I'm a student here, but at the same time, I'm also an entrepreneur together with my friends. I have formed a cooperative relationship with overseas friends I have made through studying abroad. For me, I sell Japanese anime goods and sweets, and my friends sell rare goods that can sell well on the internet. It's doing quite well, but that's not important right now. I'm currently looking for someone. I'm looking for my girlfriend, Aoi Yukikawa, who I started dating early last spring. Since we are dating, we want to enjoy the summer together, going to the beach, mountains, fireworks show, summer festivals, etc., since that's what normal couples would plan to do together. That's why I worked so hard to get my schoolwork and work done and clear my schedule.
So, how are things, Akira?
Hey! As usual, I couldn't find her.
Again?
This is Eiji Kikukawa. He is my best friend. He's also a business colleague who started a business with me. He's a man I can rely on both in private and public life.
You said that last year too. Didn't you say that you couldn't get in touch with her after the summer vacation?
Yeah. Well, she came back for the new semester, and she said her parents' house was in a very rural area and she couldn't get a signal. Yes, at least last year she would come back in the fall and show us her usual smile.
But is there any place nowadays where you can't get any signal at all?
Well, there are places like deep in the mountains or isolated islands, aren't there?
I feel like other measures should have been taken in such places. It doesn't matter if you're camping deep in the mountains. Your parents' home is your living space, right?
That's for sure.
I hate to say it, but, you know, she seems to be a little suspicious.
Is she cheating on me? Looking at her since she came back last year, I don't get the slightest sign of that though.
Ah, yes. I've heard a lot of stories about the cheating these days. She's a good cook. She's a sweetheart. She's single-minded, and she's a superstar. But, you know, that's why it's strange that she disappeared last year and this year in summer without saying anything.
That's… well… Despite my fears, she came back to me at the start of the new semester at university and naturally cuddled up to me as my ideal lover. And the following year came. This summer too, she disappeared just as the summer was drawing to a close.
Don't tell me. This year too?
Yeah, I haven't heard from her since the day before yesterday.
Since before summer vacation?
Well, yeah. Also, it happened for over 3 years now. I became used to it. It's especially hot this year, so I can understand why she wants to escape the heat quickly. Well, I'm thinking of exploring a little this year.
Were you able to find out where she's going?
If directly from her? No. She always dodged the question about her parents' house, so I secretly planted a GPS app in her phone.
Hey, that's illegal, right? Is that okay?
Not a problem. I said, there is an app that is useful for meeting up, and we both installed it. It's somehow consensual.
She agreed with that.
It's actually useful. I'm not lying.
If you get into trouble, don't involve me, man.
Well, I'll make it work.
So, where is she now?
Let's see. She is in the mountains of Neko Prefecture, though her position is already lost because of the lack of signal.
Neko Prefecture? That's a long way to go. What's more, she's in the mountains. Does she have a hobby of mountain climbing or camping?
She's not an outdoor person, but even in winter, she tends to want to go outside for fun on dates. Theme parks, aquariums, and so on.
Still not related to the place that she is right now.
I know, right?
So, what are you going to do?
Of course I'm going there.
Do you have any experience in mountain climbing?
Only hiking. Well, that's why I'll hire a guide there.
I wonder if you're gonna be okay.
I'm sure I can manage. And I'll be away from the city center for a while.
Okay, I'll take care of the work here.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to some souvenirs.
Thus, I set out to follow her tracking. It was an extremely hot day in early August, the hottest day on record in many parts of the country. That mountain that I'm going to also has been a spiritual place for mountain worshippers since ancient times, and is still popular with climbers. Therefore, I heard that the mountain trail is well maintained to make it easy for beginners to climb. Although the trail was said to be well maintained, it was not paved or even leveled. There were only a few signs and ropes on the steep rocks. But, well, there was no way we could get heavy machinery into such a steep mountain. Considering that everything had to be done by hand, even a single sign or rope would be appreciated. Looking at the map, her response disappeared to be a little higher up, but the weather is not good. The guide also said that in the past few years, the weather tends to break down during the summer months. As expected, it would be reckless for an amateur to force himself to climb up knowing the bad weather. Should we turn around and wait for the weather to recover? Damn, was it too late to turn back? It's raining too hard, and the visibility is… Didn't I pass here earlier? Oh no, maybe I've gone off the trail. The rain is so cold. No, this is… snow? That's absurd. Even if the mountain still has snow, it's in the middle of summer now. Damn. Anyway, I'll take shelter from the rain somewhere. This is so cold.
Akira-kun,
Aoi-san!
please, sleep more. That was really dangerous. How can someone who doesn't know much about mountains like you wander around here in such a bad weather?
I was about to turn back. I shall wait for the weather to get better tomorrow.
This is all my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not blaming you.
No, I should have talked to you properly before. I've been struggling with this for a long time. Akira, I was worried that if I told you the truth, you wouldn't like me.
No way! That's…
Yes, you came all the way here knowing the risks, so I guess I didn't have to worry about that. Actually, I am known as Snow Fairy.
Snow Fairy? That's ridiculous. No, but that blizzard we encountered in midsummer, I can't explain it unless I think about it.
I didn't mean to hide it, but I got worried. What if people didn't like me because of the fact that I wasn't human?
Yeah, well, I was surprised hearing that. But no matter what your true identity is, Aoi-san is still Aoi-san.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to stay by your side all summer too, Akira-san. But summer in Japan is too hot for a snow fairy like me.
That's true. It's so hard, even for humans.
In this day and age, it is no longer possible for a snow fairy to live without being involved with humans. Most of the snow fairy, other than myself, also live by blending in with human society. But everyone is troubled by the extreme heat every year. Each individual snow woman can't beat the summer heat, even with the use of air conditioning. And above all, it is difficult in human society to live without leaving your house. So, during the summer, we all joined forces and built a comfortable hiding place in the mountains of our hometown, where the altitude is high and cool. And we shut out the outside world with a snowstorm so that people would not wander around.
I see. From what I heard, it seemed that the snow fairy had really built their lives in many places all over Japan. Some were housewives, some were students like Aoi, and some were career women with positions in very famous companies. And everyone said that this hidden village was only an emergency refuge and that they were unwilling to leave their lives in what is essentially human society. Can't we do something about it? This is for the future of Aoi and I. No, wait. Isn't this a great opportunity? There is definitely a demand here, and there is no supply in sight to fill it. Does this hidden village have to be deep in the mountains? Wouldn't it be a little more livable if we had a colony in a more convenient location where they could shelter for the summer?
Welcome, Akira.
If it is possible to build such a hiding place by gathering several people, wouldn't it be more convenient to do it in the city? A commercial refrigerated or frozen warehouse with secrecy would have an environment similar to or better than the high mountains. That's what I thought and suggested to the snow fairies. It is not unusual for a warehouse to have refrigerators and freezers for commercial use. For now, we started by renting such a warehouse and having them live in it on an experimental basis. At the same time, we asked our colleagues overseas to send us rare foodstuff unique to their countries, so that we could use the warehouse for our work. I asked a friend of mine who was doing some kind of video distribution at the same university if he would be interested in doing a report on rare foods from overseas. By the time I graduated from college, The business had grown so large that I was able to set up my own large warehouse. We prepared a one-room living space in the warehouse for the number of people in the warehouse, and also prepared a space for remote work with a telecommunications environment for the career group. For housewives, we also prepared an excuse for them to live in and work part-time during the summer and rented out a section of the warehouse as a living space. Even though they would actually work and be paid a salary, the advantage was that they could fill the warehouse with the cool air of the snow women, who could even cause a blizzard if they gathered together, and maintain the temperature with zero electricity costs in the summer when utility bills are the highest. So, I got a smooth business and a peaceful life with her, undisturbed by summer. And with the added bonus of having all of the other snowbirds, except her, thanking me for it and even giving me a worker. You never know what will be the turning point in your life.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like this video.